Hello, everyone. How is everybody doing? Happy Memorial Day. Welcome to Mountain Made Creations. I am so excited for this DIY that I'm going to show you. So first of all, let me just say that this idea is not mine. I actually follow a page on Facebook. It's the Shabby Tree. You should definitely go check her out. She is a hoot. It's Barb with the Shabby Tree, and she did this craft on Friday night, and I knew I had to do it. Plus, I already had all the supplies to do it with, so I was like, I've got to go live and show you guys how to do this cool craft. Now, this is more, I'm doing it more as like a primitive look. It's a tree, and it's going to be used as a decoration on my mantle above our wood stove. And I wanted to be able to use it like all year. And it's going to be star themed because y'all know I love stars. And it's going to be more of a rustic look, not a red, white, and blue or anything, so I can leave it out all year or however long you want to leave it out. So let me get started and tell you, it's going to be a tree, and it's going to be made with shims that you get from Lowe's. This is, it's already stained, but it's just a shim that you get from Lowe's. These are only like 8 inches, I think. And I think Barb used the bigger ones because she made a really big tree. I'm only going to do 2 smaller ones, and I do want a bigger one and a smaller one to kind of stagger them. And then I'm going to decorate some kind of banner in stars to hang off the little mantle we have. And I'll definitely come live when I make that. But I went ahead and stained these. Now, when Barb made hers, she painted it. So I'm staining it. I'm putting my own twist on it. It's going to have, so we're going to be using, these are shims from Lowe's. I took and stained them. This is Minwax Dark Walnut is what I used to stain them. So that's what I thought I flipped my camera, but I guess not. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I used the Minwax Dark Walnut. It is a really pretty stain. I love, love, love it. I use it a lot on my wood rounds that I make. So I went ahead and stained them last night because I knew they would have to dry, and it would be kind of impossible to do on a live and let them dry. So what I did is I stained all the ones that I had. So that's why I'm not showing you what the package looks like at Lowe's, but you can definitely get these at Lowe's. They're super cheap, like $1 or $2 for a pack. And I used 2 packs. But I had already used like 1 or 2 in the pack. So it's basically 2 packs of the 8-inch. So I stained all of them. I have all of them here that are stained that I'm going to be using. I also purchased at the Dollar Tree these shapes. So it has the star, the heart, and the flower. These came from Dollar Tree, so I took 2 stars out of the pack, and I also stained them in the dark walnut. So that's going to be at the top of the tree. We're going to make the tree out of the shims. So I'm going to do 2 trees. So here's the 2 stars. They'll be at the top, so I'm going to set them to the side. I have my glue gun here. I use the Sure Bonder. It's cordless, but you have to keep it in the base to keep it hot. I use Gorilla Glue glue sticks. That's what I use all the time. And I'm also going to be using for the kind of like the inside of the tree is I'm going to be using drop cloth, and I'm going to be painting some stars. We use a Magnolia ink and the Ikonart stencils that I made. So Barb used lace. So I'm going to be using drop cloth, and you can get this at Lowe's. Also, it's really cheap. It's just the canvas drop cloth, and this one is the 6x9, and I don't know if it was like $15 or something, but you can make so much stuff with this. You can make banners, flags, you can make the rosette flowers with these. There's a lot of stuff you can use, but make sure it's not the drop cloth that has a back to it. You just want the plain canvas drop cloth, and you want to wash it in hot water 2 times, dry it. That's what they recommended, so that's what I did. And so that's what I'm going to be using as the inside of the tree. You'll see as it starts coming together, so I'm super excited. And I'm using the star pattern Ikonart stencil that I made. And if you're interested in the Ikonart stencil maker, let me know. I can get you 15% off. Actually, I'll just go ahead and put the link to it in the comments below once I get done with the live. And you can use Creative 15 to get 15% off. And it is also my affiliate link. I do make a little bit of money if you purchase off my link. And I have a tub of water back here to throw my stencils in once I use them. I'm using the Maker Studio squeegee and a little stir stick to get the ink out. So let's get started gluing the trees together. I mean, it's not gonna, the longest part of this is staining all the pieces. And so since that's done, this is not gonna take long at all. So I have one, this is what they look like unstained. It's just a piece of wood. They're not the greatest wood in the world, but for what we're using it for, it's perfect. So I went ahead and measured like 2 inches and marked it on the on this shim, so it's going to kind of be my guide. So I'm going to take the fatter end, and that's going to go at the bottom. And then I'm going to take another one, and it's going to sit 2 inches up on the first one. Okay, it's going to be layered like this. So I'm just going to use my little guide to make sure that I have it up 2 inches. And so that's where I'm going to glue it down, is like this. So it's going to be overlapping just like that. This is going to be the outside of the tree. All right, so I'm going to do one tree using 6, I think, 6. And then one tree using 4. Or maybe I'm using 4 and then 6. Yeah, I think that's what I'm doing. All right, so what I'm gonna do is let me put the camera down some so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, hope you guys can see. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I went to church this morning with my mama and my niece, and it was amazing. And then we're going to go hang out with the family and watch the race tonight. So it's gonna be a fun day. So I'm just going to glue down this shim on top of this one. And I'm going to make sure I put it right where the 2-inch mark is. And I would recommend using hot glue. I think you can use wood glue, but it takes some time to dry. And any that ooze out, I'm gonna wipe that off. I use these little finger protectors that I got from Dollar Tree to wipe off any excess glue, because that glue is hot. And so, good grief, it's stringing. All right, then I'm gonna take the next shim and I'm gonna go up 2 inches on this second one. So I'm just gonna use this as my guide, and I'm gonna glue the second one. Let me just get this. So then I'm gonna glue it 2 inches up. So it's gonna be the third tree up, the third piece of wood up, okay? So I'm just using this shim here as my guide to know where 2 inches is. And then that's where I'll glue it. Just like that. This is so easy. And this would be really cute for Christmas. I mean, you could do these in stain, or you can paint them. You could do any color, actually. I mean, you could put any color on this wood. It would be really cool. So, again, this is not my idea. I give all the credit to Barb on the Shabby Tree, because she is amazing and she is so much fun to watch. So if you are looking for something cool to watch, check her out also on Facebook. And she also has a boutique, and they carry cute, cute clothes. All right, so I think that I'm just going to see how big the tree is going to be on this one, because I may do 4. Let me make sure I have enough. So I'm going to do 4 on this one, and let's do 6 on that one. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 4 on this one and 6 on the other tree. So they'll be staggered lengths. All right, so I have 4 on the, well, that's not glued down. So this one is kind of broke at the top. So I'm going to put that to the side, not use that one. And I'll just use another one. Because sometimes the edges aren't that great. But isn't this stain beautiful? I love this stain. Love, love, love. So I'm just putting my little guide down here. And I'm going to glue it at the top of this one, so it'll be at 4, and it'll be the same length apart. So I'm just putting some glue on there like that. You don't need a whole lot. And then I'm just going to lay it down here. Okay, so now this is what we have. We have one side of the tree done. So now I'm going to do the other side. And I'm going to, and you want to start with the fat piece at the bottom and the skinny piece at the top. Now, Lucy is probably going to start barking because she can hear me, and so she knows that I'm in here doing something, so she wants to be in here with me. So if you hear her, she's got a birthday coming up. My girl's going to be 12 years old next week. All right, so I'm just gluing the second one on just like I did on that other tree, and you want to get them even. So now we have 2 on that one. I told y'all this does not take long at all. And some of these just don't look that great. The wood is just kind of crazy, but I like the rustic look. So I'm lining up my guide to 2 inches so I know where to glue it. And I don't know if you guys watched the video, the live that I did making the metal flowers. I got the first one down pat. That was the first one I ever made. So I have a second one going, and it's going to be pink. And I have it's going to be pink and white. So here's the pink petals. So stay tuned for that because we're getting the guinea house all ready. It's going to be so cute. I cannot wait. Wayne is out there working on it right now. So I'm hoping to go talk to somebody about purchasing them once we get back from vacation. So I will definitely go live when we get the little guineas. I can't wait to get them. Okay, so I'm just gluing the next one on, and this is the 4th one. And so that's as tall as it's going to be. So then the next part is gluing the 2 together to stand up. Yeah. All right, so what you want to do is you want to glue them so that they stand up. Now I'm going to have to put a base. Let's see what. All right, so these are going to be glued like this. So that's going to be the tree, and I need a base. So I think I'm going to use 2 of these shims. I need to make sure that I have enough because I think I'm going to do it like this and have the base like that. You can actually make the trees as tall or skinny as you want. It's your preference. And I'm not sure I want to use this as my base. We'll see. Because I might need to cut that. But we'll see. I need to make sure I have enough to do the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I've got enough to do the next tree. But I'm just wondering. What I may use is these. Where did I put them? Dollar Tree has these packs of wood planks. And what I might do is use this as the base to hold it up. I should have stained it already, but I didn't. But I can do that after I glue it down. It's not a big deal. I may just have to cut this and stain it. So I'm thinking we could use that and just cut it and stain it. I think that would work. Let me see if I can cut that. I don't know how easy that's going to be to cut. We're going to try it. And then what I thought about putting around the bottom to hide the bottom part is using the raffia. I'm not sure if this is going to cut it very good, but we're going to try it. If it doesn't work, I will move on and use popsicle sticks. I'm not even sure if I cut it in the right spot. Oh, I did. That's amazing. I don't think this is going to work. I may have to use popsicle sticks and then cover it up with the raffia. Is what I think I'm going to do, because that's going to take too long. So, Dollar Tree also has these popsicle sticks. And so what we can do to get it to stand up is to glue it on here to begin with. All right, so first I'm going to figure out how skinny I want it to be. So I think I'm going to do it like this. So I'm going to put some glue at the top of this and glue it together. And I'll just hold it for a minute to let it harden up, because it'll pretty much stand on its own pretty much. All right, so I'm going to put, whoa. I think I need to put a little bit more glue on it at the top, because we're going to put a star on the top, and it'll cover that up. So I'm going to carefully move this, hopefully without messing it up. All right, we're going to let that stand right there, and then I'm going to start on the second one. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to use my guide, and I'm going to glue these together, starting with the fat end, going up to the skinny end. So I'm going to guide and know where to glue the next piece. This is going to be so cute. And also, you can put like the mini lights on the inside, and I may do that. I don't know, but that's an idea. So I'm gluing the next one down. And these are just wood shims. If you're just tuning in, these are wood shims from Lowe's that I picked up, or actually I'd already had on hand. So when I saw the idea, I was like, I've got to try this. And as soon as I get done with this, I'm going to go and spray paint some petals on the metal flower that we did the other day. I'm making another one that's pink to put out at the guinea house to decorate for them. I know that sounds crazy, don't it? I've never had any kind of farm animals. My dad had pheasants one time, and we had rabbits, but that's about it. And I'm getting these guineas for insect control, and they get rid of snakes too. All right, so we have 4 on there, so I'm going to go with 6 shims on each side to make it a little bit taller than the other one. Now the other one is still getting, the glue is drying on that one, so hopefully it's going to do okay. And then we're going to use the drop cloth to make the inside, and we're going to paint stars. It's going to be like this. This is my test piece, so that it's going to be like the inside of the tree. And this is going to be so cool for Christmas, you guys. Did y'all know that Christmas is in like a few days shy of 7 months? So it'll be here before you know it. And they've already got fall stuff out at Hobby Lobby and Dollar Tree. So I think once the patriotic stuff has passed, I will start making fall and Christmas items. Can you believe it? All right, so I have 6 on this one. So this is what it looks like. So I'm gonna put that to the side, and we're gonna start on a new one. So you always wanna start with a fat end at the bottom and then the thin end going up. And I'm using my guide. We're gonna go 2 inches up on each one. So here's the second one. And then we're going to go to the third one, doing it the same way. So we're going to glue that down. And I'm just using Gorilla Glue hot glue. I really like it. It holds really well. And so we're going to go 2 inches down. And I'm just using this guide. That's 2 inches. So that's what I'm doing on that one. Y'all let me know what you think of this. You think it's a crazy idea? Or are you going to try it? Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you guys think. And I want to see what you guys are making. So I have a private group, Jill's Creative Side. Go join that. Post your crafts in that group. I would love, love, love to see them. All right, so this is the 6th one. So we're gluing that down. And that's what we have on this one. So we have one side of this tree. All right, so now we're going to glue these two together, just like the other one. This is going to be so pretty. So I'm just going to start by gluing the tops together, and then I will glue the bottoms down on popsicle stick, and then I'll use raffia to cover that up. So I want it a little bit skinnier. So y'all see how it's going, right? All right, so let me put some glue right at the top of this one. Get this one going. So I'm going to hold that together, let that get a little bit dry. And then I'll put some more on the top because we're going to have a star on the top of this. It's going to be so cute. The star is going to be like on the top. It's going to be adorable, you guys. Adorable. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of glue at the top just to hold it really good. And then I'm going to move it out of the way and let it sit there and dry. Hopefully. It's standing there on its own. I hope it doesn't fall. All right, let's see how this one's doing. All right, this one is dry, but it's flimsy, so we're going to have to glue it. I don't know what in the world is on those sticks. Oh, I got them in. I put them in the stain. All right, so you can get these popsicle sticks at Dollar Tree. I buy a lot of my craft stuff at Dollar Tree. So I think what I'm going to do is put a crossways like that. So let me mark about where to put the glue. And I'm going to put a little dab of glue on the stick where I marked it. And that's where I'll put the bottom of the tree on it. And that's going to hold it down. And what I may do is like, this box is not exactly even. So what I'll probably have to do is glue 2 sticks at the bottom to hold it up. Glue it onto 2 sticks so it won't fall over. But right now I'm going to let that dry to the side, and then I'm going to work on this bigger one, and then we'll put the I'm going to go ahead and glue it on here because it's going to fall over if I don't. Maybe. And if that don't work, I'll try something else. Because I can always take it loose. But I just want to keep it standing up. Yeah, that's going to work. And I can cover all this with raffia. Y'all can't even see that. Good grief. I didn't even have y'all on the screen. All right, so here's the first tree. And so we're going to cover one side of it with the fabric. Let me get this other tree glued onto the popsicle stick. And then I'll work on the fabric. I want to get it about the same width as the other one. All right, so I'm going to put a little dab of glue here to glue the tree on it so it'll stand up. And then I will glue 2 popsicle sticks under it. And I may cut these popsicle sticks afterwards, but for right now we're going to go with it like this so it'll stand up. Yeah. Okay, so it's standing up. So we've got this one done. All right, so now we need to work on the fabric or the drop cloth. That's going to go in the center. And once you see that, you'll see how it's going to work out. It's going to be really cute once we get it all finished up. Okay, so first of all, I think what I'm going to do is move this box out of the way because we don't really need it here. And then we're going to work on the fabric using the fabric ink. And I don't want to get any of that stain on the drop cloth. So I'm going to remove my mat. I'll put these trees back here so they have time to harden up. There they are. Oh my gosh, you guys, these are turning out so good. And I'm going to move, this is my silicone mat that I paint everything on. So I'm going to move that out of the way, and then I'm going to pull out this, my cutting mat that I use when I ink on fabric. That way it protects the fabric from all the dirt on my tablecloth. I use this when I'm doing shirts and any kind of ink on fabric because it doesn't have any, it has dried paint on it from the ink, but it doesn't have any like wood stain or anything that's going to mess up the fabric. Okay. All right. So the tub of water that I have back there is for me to throw the stencil in once I have finished stenciling. That way that the ink doesn't dry on the stencil, because then it will ruin it and you won't be able to reuse it. So these stencils are reusable. You can get them from various places. I make my own, or I try to make my own, using the Ikonart Stencil kit, which is awesome. I'm going to do a full video on start to finish on how to make a stencil. I just haven't done that yet because there's so many different steps, and I rinse it upstairs. I cure it down here. So anyway, I'm going to try to put together one video showing you how to do all that. So right now what I'm doing is I have a piece of the drop cloth. And I'm going to trace the tree, or maybe I should just, let me just kind of get an idea of, because since I've already put it down, I'm going to try to trace the tree onto the fabric so I know where to put the stars. So basically, I'm just going to kind of mark it where I'm going to glue it, so I know where to put the stars on the fabric. And when you use fabric ink, like on something that's going to get wet, you need to heat set it. But this is not going to ever get wet, hopefully, and so we don't need to heat set this. So I just put marks where the tree was, basically where I need to cut, and that way I know where to put the stars on the stencil, because I'll lay the stencil down on the tree and do stars down the tree. It's going to be so cute, you guys. So I'm just going to cut that out. And I'm leaving a little bit of the ink on there, so I have plenty of room to glue it down, and then I can go back and trim it. But this is going to be glued onto the tree. I'll show you. So you can see the stars on the inside of the tree. Does that even make sense? Hopefully it does. So, like I said earlier, this is not my idea, but I am changing it up to be my own. Barb at the Shabby Tree came up with this, and I thought it was such a cool idea. So I will be sharing with her what we made. So basically, what I'm going to do after we put the stars on it is I'm going to glue this down onto the tree, and so you'll see the stars on the inside like that, if that makes any sense at all. And that is basically it. So I'm going to use the ink where you can see where I traced on it. I'm going to use that as the part that is on the outside of the tree, so you don't see it on the inside. And this drop cloth is so cool to work with because it frays and it gives it that worn look. Okay, so when you make these stencils, I've already used this a couple times, so it is reusable, and I always write back on the back of the stencil so I know which side to stick the stencil back on. So once you use it, I'm going to put it in the water, and then once I get off the live, I will go and rinse it off, and while it's still wet, I'll put it back on the backing on the carrier sheet and let it dry on that carrier sheet. That's how the Ikonart stencils work. And they have blue and purple, and the purple is more for textile, like wood or a fabric, anything like that. The blue stencils, you can use them on anything, but they're not quite as sticky, and they're not quite as thick as these, if that makes sense. I just buy the purple and use the purple for everything. It's just easier for me, and I know it's going to work. So I have 2 sets of the star stencils that this will be in the water, and then we'll work on the second one. So I'm going to put the stencils on the fabric. I think I need to put y'all down a little bit more. Okay, so this is the piece that I cut out, and I'm going to put that, and I got some of that canvas on here. Okay, so I'm going to put the stencil, I'm just basically going to lay it, and it's just a pattern, so it doesn't have to have like the complete star. It's kind of like a pattern. So it's going to have like a half a star here and a half. That one actually doesn't look right because it's, and these are adhesive, if I didn't say that before. So they are stickable, and if the sticky starts coming off, just re-wet it and it'll be good. And I'm just trying to place the stars where I think that they look the best. Okay. Now, I do need to put I'm just going to put this under so it doesn't get, it's going to come off on the, just in case it comes off on here, it'll wash right off. All right, so now I'm just going to take the Magnolia Design ink, and I'm going to apply that to the stars. And then we'll glue it down. but I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put some of the ink on the end of the squeegee. It doesn't take a whole lot. A little bit goes a long way, so that's all I'm putting on there. And I'm just going to go down the star, and you can lift it up to check it to see if it's going through. And I did a test, so I want to test it again just to make sure. And like sometimes this drop cloth is a little bit weird. It has places. So let me check this. And you can pull it up and put it right back down. So far it's looking great. You don't have to give it a whole lot of pressure. It does not take a whole lot. These stencils are amazing. I could not believe that I found this product. It is so good. And I use their stencils on shirts. I use their stencils on wood rounds. I've used it on a lot of different things. So I'm basically just applying this. Now I'm going to lift it just to check it. If something needs to be gone over again, I can lay it back down. So when you lift it, you want to lift it up slowly. And sometimes, because this is drop cloth, it may not do exactly right, but it will kind of look rustic, which is what I'm going for. So if it's not completely solid, or if it has that sort of worn look, I kind of like that look. Okay, so those look pretty good. Okay, those look good. So I'm just going to put this in the water and let that sit. Now, this is what we have so far. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to let that dry, and then we're going to work on this other one while that one's drying a little bit. And then we're going to glue them to the tree, then we'll glue the star on, and then we'll be done. All right, so now I need to cut another piece to go on this one. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to lay it on here, and I'm going to cut it. Actually, let's do this. And I'm just marking it so I know where to cut the fabric. And it's not perfect by any means. I just want an idea of where to put the stars on the fabric. All right. So now I will cut this one out. Let me move this. So now let me cut this one out. We'll put the stars on this one, and then we'll glue this one on. And like I said, if you're just hopping on, this is drop cloth from Lowe's, and it's cheap, and you get a ton of it, and you can use it to make rosette flowers. I think I have a video where I made some of those for the table runner. I also want to make some brooches, the pins with the rosette with the lace hanging down. That's one thing that I have that I'm going to do a live on with you guys. I just need to get some lace. But I think that would be really, really pretty on a jean jacket or something, just to give it a little bit of something. So I save all these scraps because you can actually use these to make the little rosette flowers. So I'm not going to throw that away. All right, so I'm going to glue I'm going to put the the ink on the side that was not marked on with the ink pen. So I have another stencil that I'm going to use, and this one is going to be, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this part, and then I'm going to move it over and then do the stars at the bottom since it's longer than my stencil. And this is just the same thing as the other one. I wrote back on the back, so I know how to put it back on the carrier sheet. So I'm going to do like a half up here. And then I'll do some stars down here with this side. So I'm doing the same thing as I did on the other one. I'm just going to put some ink on here, and I'm going to go down the fabric. And you really don't have to use a whole lot of pressure when you're doing these. And the less that you go over it, most of the time is better. Because you can go over it too much and cause it to bleed. And we don't want that. And it really takes hardly any ink at all. I'm telling you, this Ikonart system has been a game changer for my crafts. You can do torch paste on earrings, which I did a video on that. There's all kinds of things you can do. All right, so I need to go over those again. And if you need to go over them, you just lay it back down. Just when you raise your stencil, just do it like, you know, slow and light. That way you don't have shadow effect, which I have done. And with this canvas or drop cloth, the fabric is not the best. So the ink kind of does a little bit weird on the drop cloth, but it does work. And that's the good thing about these stencils. You can lay it back down and just go over it again. Just make sure that nothing moves so you don't have bleeding. Okay, those all look all right. Let's see what this looks like up here so far. Okay, those look good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this stencil again. And I need to lay it down to get that ink off of there. Whoops, that was not good. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to lay this down right there because I want to use that same stencil on the bottom of this one. So I'm going to wipe this off. This is just a silicone mat. Nothing sticks to it. Even resin will come right off of it. So I'm just going to move these, see what we have so far. The stars, really, really cool. All right, so now I'm going to take the other side and I'm going to try to get that on there without getting any paint on the rest of it. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to push this down. And then I'm going to start up here. Go over that one. Put some more ink on there. I think that this ink does pretty good. This is Magnolia Design ink. And that's what I started out using. They're pretty good. Now, Maker Studio has some pretty amazing items. They sell stencils and they also have ink and chalk paste, same as Magnolia. But I buy my resin from Maker Studio when I make the earrings. So I really like their product. So let's see what we got on this one. down here. I may have moved the stencil a little bit. No, that looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the water. So that that does not dry in it. Now I'm going to, one other great thing you can do with the inks and chalk paste in these cans, you can take what's left on your squeegee and just rake it right back in there. That way there's no waste. So that's pretty awesome. So I'm just going to put my squeegee in the water and I will go rinse all that out at the same time. So now that part is done. We can glue the ink or the fabric onto the first tree while this one is drying a little bit. Hopefully, since it's alive, I'm not going to let it dry a couple hours because I want to go ahead and finish it with you guys and show you. So we're going to go ahead and do it and hope for the best. So we'll bring this one here. Let me move this out of the way. And then we'll bring the tree over here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to glue, let's see, I'm going to glue this face down because it's going to be like the back, if that makes sense. So I'm going to start out by putting some ink or some hot glue down the side of the tree and put the drop cloth over that. We'll do that one side first, and I can go back and trim up what needs to be trimmed. And I'll go ahead and do this side. And I'm going to pull it kind of tight so it's not sagging because you don't really want it to sag. Okay, so there we have that down. All right, so now I'm going to do the same on this side again. I just put my finger right in the ink. I'm going to go ahead and put some hot glue down the side. And just be careful when you're working with the glue because it's hot, hot, hot. All right, so I'm going to glue this side down. And I'm going to pull it kind of tight so there's no sagging. Let me check it and see what we got. Yes, that looks good. Okay, so I'm just gluing down the side of the tree and putting the fabric on the tree. What are you guys doing this weekend? Is anybody, y'all cooking out? What's going on? What are your plans? We've got a pretty quiet weekend, which is what I love. I love hanging out at home. We are going to go watch the race with my mama and have some good food. All right, so I'm just gluing the edge of the tree. And then we're going to put the rest of that on there. And then whatever is showing, I can go back and trim it with these little scissors. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. How cute is that, you guys? So now I need to go back and trim on the edge a little bit. We're going to glue the star on the top. And then put some raffia at the bottom. Or you can use like moss. I think Barb used moss. I don't have any of that, so I'm going to use what I have, which is raffia. And I think that will be really pretty. And I'm just trimming the excess off the back of the tree so you can't see it from the front. Hopefully you can't see it from the front. Yeah, you can on this side. All right. So I'm just trimming this up so you can't see any of the fabric from the front. I mean, if you wanted to, you could probably go back and go over the back of it with something else, but I don't think it's necessary because no one's going to see the back because it's going to be sitting up against our chimney. So what I'm doing is I'm just trimming up the fabric so you can't see it from the front. And then we're going to put the star on it and the raffia, and then it's done. And you can still see it. I guess you could fold it back over and glue it. That might be the easier way. Let's try that. But you need to wear a finger protector if you do that, so that, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this and fold it over. Maybe that'll work better than cutting it. We're going to find out. I think that's going to work much better. So I'm just putting it on the back and then just folding it over with this finger protector because it's, you can't, it doesn't get, you don't get burned with it. So, and then it sticks really good. So I'm just folding that over to get that out of the sight from the front. And that piece right there. All right. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to cut that. That looks terrible. So I'm basically just trimming up the edges off the tree, or off the fabric, so you can't see it from the front. Okay, and I'm not going to worry about the bottom so much because we're going to cover that with the raffia, hopefully. All right. So we've got it all trimmed up. I can go back and work on that at a later time. So here's what we have so far. So there's the tree. Now, what we can do with the raffia. Let's see. And y'all know how raffia is. It gets wild. So I'm just going to put some raffia at the bottom to cover up the stuff at the bottom, if I can make it work. Kind of glue it down like that. Let's see what we got. I think the moss actually would work better. But we're going to go with the raffia for right now and see what we can do with it. As y'all know, this raffia gets wild. So I think, and I may have to cut the popsicle sticks at the bottom a little bit. I want it to get a little bit more a more like not so perfect look. So I think I'll put a little bit on the inside. Put a little bit of dab of glue right there on that stick, right on the inside. And stick that raffia right there. So it has something kind of inside of it. And then, okay, I just glued some on the inside. So then we're going to go around, trying to do this where y'all can see it. Then we're going to go around the bottom with the raffia. Sort of like that. So let me put a dab on the inside of that again and try to get this in there. Then we can take the rest of it and go kind of around it, hopefully. Kind of like, yeah, that looks pretty decent. So I'm kind of gluing the raffia to the raffia because there's nothing really there to stick it to. But we want it kind of rustic. We don't really want it perfect, or I don't want it perfect. I want it kind of messy looking. Probably a good thing, right? So we've got the raffia there, and it hides the stick. So when it's sitting on the mantle, I may have to put something else in there. I don't know yet. All right, so let's put the star on it, and then we'll be finished, you guys. Yeah, that is going to be so cute. So I'm going to put the star like that. Yes, that is so cute. Okay, guys, so this is what we have. We have the tree with the fabric on there, and what you could do is we could put some lights right inside to light this up. But how cute is that, you guys, for just a rustic look? I don't know yet about that raffia. I may have to play around with it, but there's that one. And let's do the next one, and then I'll stand them together and you can see what they look like together. And then I'll put them on my mantle and show you what they look like up there. I think they'll look much better on the mantle. All right, so let's glue. All right, let's make this the back. So we're gonna glue it. I think I'm gonna glue that right on that stick on both sides. Pull that kind of tight, and then I'll put a dot on that, on the popsicle stick to hold that down. I didn't do that on the other one. right, so now we're going to go up the side, put some glue, and then glue the fabric down on the tree. And then pull it tight and glue the other side. I think I may have cut this one better because it's not overlapping, so that's a good thing. FYI to remember that moving forward. Don't cut it too big. So I'm just gluing down the side, pulling the fabric over and gluing it right to the wood pieces. Like that. And I keep putting my fingers right in the ink. I don't want to get it on the parts. Don't want to get it on the parts that doesn't have ink. Okay. So this is a simple, easy way to decorate that sort of primitive look, which I love. And the brown goes perfect with our living room. Everything's pretty neutral in our living room. Now we'll have to cut some at the top, I think. But other than that, I think we're good. Okay, so how about that, you guys? Oh my gosh, I love it, love it, love it. All right, so let me see what needs to be trimmed up. So yeah, basically just the top part needs to be trimmed up. So let me do that real quick. We'll put the raffia on this one, and then the star, and then we will be done. So I'm just going to go along the sides of this one and cut off what's showing. Y'all, the weather has been beautiful since yesterday, and finally had the sun come out. Those rainy days were pretty rough. Okay, let me trim a little bit more. I think I have ink on my scissors. So basically, that's all there is to it. It's a super easy craft, you guys. How stinking cute is that? All right, so now let's get the raffia going on this one. That seems to be challenging. Okay. So let me see. Maybe we should go around it. Maybe that would work better. I'm not even sure. Yeah, that's not covering it too well. So let's see about Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put some glue on the inside of that stick down here and glue that raffia right in there and let it stick out. Hopefully it's gonna look right, but we'll see. I can tweak it a little bit, but basically I just want to get those sticks covered up. And you know what I could use? Actually, this is probably what I should have done in the first place. Hang on, y'all. I have some greenery and some of this that might look even better than the raffia. And these just came from Walmart, I think. But I could kind of put these in the front and leave that raffia there. What do y'all think about that? Let's try it and see. Or I could use the, I think I like this better. It kind of goes better with it. So let's see. Let's do that. We'll see what we can do with it. I think that's going to look better. Let me stick this in here. See what that looks like. And then we may glue it down. What do y'all think? I think that looks really cool. Yep, let's do that. I like that much, much better. I think I might need to cut these a little bit more. And then we'll just stick them right there. That is going to be so cute, you guys. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. I forgot I had these. All right, so let's put a little bit of glue on here. Stick this right in there. And basically, I'm just sticking it in there. Putting some glue on the end of it and just sticking it right in there. Like that. And then I'll put this one over here. I'll put that over there. That is cute. What do y'all think? I think that's cute. I like that much better. Now we're going to glue the star on here. And there we have it. You guys, look at this. This is so cute. Okay, let me put some of this on this one as well. I don't know why I didn't think about these. Yeah, I like this a lot better than just the raffia. I wasn't liking that, how that was looking. But I do like it with these. I think this just gives it a little bit of more woodsy look, which is kind of what our house looks like. All right, so let's glue this one down in there. What are y'all doing today? I'm going to go plant some flowers when I get off of here. Hang out with my girl, Lucy. She's been a good girl. And I'm just sticking these right in there, just like that. Whoops. All right, now let's put this in there, and then I'll put that other pine cone in there. I think these turned out really cute. What do you guys think? Y'all like it or not? Let me know. Okay. Y'all, look. That looks so cute. I love it. Okay. I'm going to bring the camera up a little bit and show you what they look like together. And then once I get them on my mantle, I'll take a picture and show you guys what that looks like. But that did not take long at all, you guys. So let me raise you up a little bit and show you what we have so far. Uh-oh, my star looks, no, it's on there good. So we have this and this. So what do y'all think? Do you like? So I'll have these sitting on my mantle. You can't really even see the sticks, I don't think. But you won't be able to see them on my mantle. I'll have other stuff sitting there. But I think it turned out really cute, you guys. What do you think? Let me know what you think in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know if you've made these before and how you did it. And if you have, let me see what you've made. I would love to see it. Also, I am going to be painting, I think for my mantle, I got these stars at the Dollar Tree. And they're just metal stars. And I think I'm going to paint them with, I just bought some new, picked up this metallic finish, metallic copper. I think I'm going to spray paint these and make like a banner of the stars hanging off my mantle to go with the trees. I think that's going to be really pretty, you guys. So stay tuned for that. I'll be posting that when I get those done. So that is it for today, you guys. I hope that you love these crafts. I would love to know your thoughts on it, what you think. And if you want to try it, let me know. I want to see your projects. So let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up. If you're on my page and you haven't followed it yet, make sure you click follow so that you can get all the notifications on any future videos that I post and when I go live, so you don't miss anything. I have a lot of things planned. I'll probably be going live tomorrow. I want to do some bottles let me show you. I'm going to be stenciling on these bottles. This is one I practiced on at Christmas time, but I have some lights to go in these. I want to do stars on here and put the lights down in here. And I got the lights from Amazon, and they have like a cork that goes in the bottle and you can turn them on and off. So I might do this tomorrow. I don't know. I was thinking about doing stars maybe on one, or stripes or something. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do. So anyway, that's it for today, you guys. I hope that you love this. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to follow the page so that you make sure you don't miss any of the announcements. And that is it, you guys. I hope y'all have a great rest of your holiday weekend, and get outside, enjoy this weather. We have so much to be thankful for. So you guys have a great rest of your day. Go enjoy your family, and I will talk to you guys soon. Y'all take care.